Welcome back. Our journey today takes us into the heart of Queens, a borough about to become the permanent home for a soccer club that has wandered for over a decade, playing its games in the cathedrals of another sport. The saga of New York City FC's quest for a home is a testament to urban endurance, a journey through 24 potential locations and 5 collapsed proposals before they could finally break ground on Etihad Park. This will be a state-of-the-art 25,000-seat fortress, slated for a grand opening in 2027. This is the incredible story behind the most prolonged wait for a home in Major League Soccer history, and the powerful reasons why every single delay was ultimately worth it. If this kind of story fires you up, hit that like button right now and subscribe, because we cover the biggest stadium sagas and football dramas on the planet. Let's get into it. When the franchise was welcomed into MLS in 2013 and took the field for its inaugural season in 2015, it was inside the iconic but entirely unsuitable Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. This was a temple built for baseball, not soccer, with distorted sightlines and a comically narrow pitch that quickly became a league-wide punchline for fans, and a persistent source of embarrassment for a club backed by the City Football Group. This wasn't just any ownership group. This was one of the most formidable and powerful networks in all of global football. Citi Field over in Queens had to serve as a makeshift secondary venue whenever the Yankees' schedule took priority. And at one particularly low point, NYCFC was even forced to play home games all the way out at Rentschler Field in Connecticut. For a team with worldwide ambitions representing the greatest metropolis on the planet, it was a strangely unsettled and nomadic existence. The desperate hunt for a permanent home began almost immediately, even before the first ball was ever kicked in a match, with discussions dating back to 2010 and 2011. Major League Soccer itself had already scouted a staggering 24 possible sites across New York City's boroughs, from the waterfront at Pier 40 in Lower Manhattan to the vast expanse of Flushing Meadows Corona Park in Queens. Yet every single attempt slammed into a brick wall, thwarted by fierce community opposition, insurmountable political red tape, or competing commercial interests for the land. The specific obstacles changed with each proposal, but the final frustrating outcome was always the same: no deal. In the years that followed NYCFC's founding between 2013 and 2021, a string of promising proposals for sites in the Bronx, at the Harlem River Yards, and out at Belmont Park all surfaced and then completely evaporated. The failures were a familiar litany of big city problems, from massive funding gaps and bitter disputes over parking to deep-seated concerns from local neighborhoods. Then, finally, the breakthrough emerged from the most improbable of places. Situated directly across the street from Citi Field is a stretch of land known as Willets Point. For generations, locals referred to this area as the Iron Triangle, a chaotic industrial maze of auto repair shops and sprawling scrapyards. Decades of redevelopment plans for this very spot had come and gone, but in November of 2022, everything changed. Mayor Eric Adams announced a monumental vision: NYCFC's new stadium would serve as the anchor for a sweeping total transformation of the 23-acre site. And this time, against all historical precedent. The promises were real. This was actually happening. The stadium proposal finally gained unstoppable momentum because it was tied to something vastly more significant than just sports: the creation of the city's largest 100% affordable housing development in 4 decades. The project also included a brand new public school, a hotel, and vital green space for a community that had been ignored for far too long. However, the approval process was still fraught with high-stakes drama. Mets owner Steve Cohen made a power play threatening to block the project's access to Citi Field's parking lots unless city officials also approved his own separate plans for a nearby casino. This created a tense standoff that wasn't resolved until March of 2024, just 1 month after that resolution. The New York City Council cast a decisive vote 47-1 to officially approve the entire Willets Point project, smashing through the final bureaucratic barrier and opening the floodgates for construction. After a full decade of heartbreaking false starts and dead ends, the club had finally truly found its home. It wasn't built on a glamorous waterfront or carved out of a historic park, but instead would rise from the very land that F. Scott Fitzgerald once famously immortalized as the Valley of Ashes. The powerful symbolism was undeniable. The architectural renderings showcase a compact, intelligently designed, and unapologetically purpose-built rectangular bowl that makes an immediate and powerful statement of intent. There is absolutely nothing temporary or improvised about Etihad Park. Every single element of its design has been meticulously crafted around the needs of the beautiful game first and foremost. It's designed by HOK, the same acclaimed firm behind the celebrated City Park for Street, Louis City SC. The stadium has been conceived as a dense, intensely atmospheric cauldron that wraps the fans tightly around the pitch, engineered to create the kind of deafening noise and intimate proximity that a cavernous borrowed baseball field could never replicate. The most defining visual signature will be the Cube, a colossal 7-story entrance structure on 126th Street, completely covered in more than 11,000 square feet of cutting-edge LED screens. On match days, this digital canvas will explode with life-displaying team programming, thrilling countdowns to kickoff, and interactive fan-generated content. On off days, it will transform into a dynamic public art installation, serving as a vibrant, ever-changing celebration of the incredible cultural diversity that defines Queens. This is an unmistakably audacious architectural gesture, a thunderous declaration of arrival from a club that has spent far too long showing up at other people's stadiums. The stadium is designed to hold 25,000 passionate spectators, and its layout draws heavily on the successful lessons learned from City Park in St. Louis. That venue, which debuted in 2022, almost single-handedly transformed its surrounding neighborhood, becoming a massive economic catalyst within its very first season of operation. For the loyal supporters, the planned details are equally electrifying. The stadium thoughtfully incorporates 3,400 safe standing positions within a dedicated high-energy supporters section. Directly above them, a vast 9,000 square foot rooftop supporters porch and bar will offer one of the most distinctive pre-match gathering spots in the entire league. Then there's the Tunnel Club, an incredible glass-enclosed space situated right at field level, allowing you to watch the players walk to and from the locker rooms while enjoying all-inclusive dining with the pitch just feet away. The social and communal heart of the stadium will be P-City Square, an expansive 40,000 square foot multi-use plaza located right at the primary entrance. This vibrant public space is designed to be a hub of activity 7 days a week, ensuring it serves the community far beyond the few hours of a game day. But perhaps the most significant technical achievement to headline the project is its groundbreaking energy system. Etihad Park is poised to make history as the very first all-electric professional sports arena in New York City, and it will stand among the pioneering few across the entire United States. The architectural blueprint is a masterclass in sustainability featuring integrated solar panels, materials sourced from the local region, and an advanced rainwater harvesting system woven throughout the entire structure. Critically, there is absolutely no connection to a gas line. This groundbreaking move establishes New York City Football Club as just the second franchise in Major League Soccer, following the lead of Inter Miami, to unveil a stadium completely free of fossil fuels. It's an incredible convergence of vision, a shared commitment to the future from two of the league's most iconic and watched organizations, both materializing within just a few years of one another. But the story extends far beyond the stadium's revolutionary walls. The adjacent development, featuring 2,500 units of 100% affordable housing, marks the single largest project of its kind the city has seen in 4 decades. The vision is completed by a brand new public school with 650 seats, a 250-room hotel, vibrant retail spaces on the ground floor, and over 40,000 square feet of beautiful, open public space. Moreover, there is a monumental sporting legacy to consider that transcends Major League Soccer. Etihad Park has already been handpicked as a premier venue for the 2028 Los Angeles Olympic Games football tournament. This incredible honor means the stadium will be hosting high-stakes international competition within its very first year of operation. For a club relentlessly fighting to carve out its identity as a true football powerhouse in the planet's most crowded sports market, receiving the Olympic seal of approval is a monumental early victory. Here's a question for you. Drop it in the comments right now. After 12 years of waiting, do you think the final result at Etihad Park will be worth every single delay? And which feature are you most excited about? Let us know. $780 million, financed entirely by private capital from NYCFC, with absolutely no public funds allocated for the construction itself. The ground underneath the arena has been leased from the city of New York, not purchased outright. The club is locked into a 49-year lease for the property. As a result, the city will not collect what the independent budget office projects could have been up to $538 million in property tax revenue over the full duration of that lease. The city's official stance, however, is that the immense, wide-ranging economic benefits will overwhelmingly compensate for that specific trade-off. The complete Willets Point revitalization is forecast to unleash $6.1 billion in economic impact over 30 years, while generating 14,200 construction jobs and an additional 1,550 permanent positions once everything is up and running. From the very beginning, the construction schedule has been nothing short of relentless. The crucial soil remediation work at the former industrial zone was wrapped up in May of 2023. The final design clearances and the pivotal 47-1 city council vote were secured in April of 2024. The official groundbreaking ceremony, a landmark event, took place in December of 2024 with MLS Commissioner Don Garber in attendance. He was joined by Mayor Adams Queensborough President Donovan Richards and Councilmember Francisco Moya, standing shoulder to shoulder with NYCFC's ownership and top executives. By June of 2025, the stadium's very first piece of structural steel was ceremoniously hoisted into place in the future supporters section. By the autumn of 2025, the symphony of construction was in full swing, with crews diligently erecting the massive steel framework. Concrete metal decking and enormous exterior precast panels were being installed by a dedicated workforce, 500 strong, pushing the vertical construction forward on all four colossal stands. As of March 2026, the project is moving forward right on schedule, with the grandstands now visibly taking their iconic shape and interior work on premium clubs, concourses, and core infrastructure proceeding at pace. Councilmember Sandra Ung conducted a site visit earlier in February, describing the emerging structure as already looking remarkable, even just from the outside. NYCFC's CEO Brad Sims has declared he couldn't be happier with the build's momentum, and the club has officially confirmed to the public that they remain squarely on their projected timeline. The exact timing for the grand opening has been strategically influenced by a massive structural evolution within the league itself. Major League Soccer is in the process of shifting from its long-standing spring-to-fall calendar to align with the international fall-to-spring format, a change that necessitates a condensed transitional season in early 2027. Rather than rush to open their new home, NYCFC has astutely decided to play out that shorter season at Yankee Stadium and Citi Field. Then, in February of 2026, came the news. The club delivered the announcement their devoted fan base had been anxiously awaiting. Etihad Park will throw open its gates for the inaugural match of the 2027 to 2028 MLS season. In the summer of 2027, it's a perfect alignment, the premiere of a brand new stadium coinciding with the premiere of a new era for the league. The long wait, it turns out, is designed to be more than worth it. The profound commercial rebirth that comes with finally owning your own stadium is the central pillar of this entire endeavor. At Yankee Stadium and Citi Field, NYCFC has always been a tenant operating with all the financial constraints and commercial handcuffs that status implies. Inside Etihad Park, the club is finally the master of its own domain. They control every revenue stream from the naming rights already secured in a 20-year pact with Etihad Airways, to the founding partnerships, like the landmark deal with Pari City Square, and all hospitality income from exclusive spaces like the Tunnel Club and premium pitchside lounges. They will capture every dollar from food and beverage sales, and every bit of event revenue from concerts, international friendlies, rugby matches, lacrosse games. and any other event the brilliantly flexible design can host. The larger narrative is one of a franchise finally truly arriving on its own 2 feet. New York City Football Club heads into this final construction push, riding a wave of momentum, having just finished as the Eastern Conference runners-up in 2025. The 2026 FIFA World Cup hosted across North America is about to catapult soccer directly into the heart of the American sports conversation like never before. And then in the summer of 2027, when the gates of Etihad Park swing open for that very first meaningful game, New York City FC will at long last possess the one thing that a decade of relentless ambition could never fully secure a home, and that is the complete saga of how New York City FC journeyed from 12 years of borrowed fields and fractured promises to the very brink of unveiling one of the most eagerly awaited stadiums in the history of Major League Soccer. What are your thoughts on Etihad Park and this incredible journey for NYCFC? Drop your opinions in the comments below. We read every single one. And if this story captivated you, show your support by hitting that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell because you won't want to miss a single chapter of this ongoing saga. We'll see you next week.